I am speaking on behalf of Shyamkant Kulkarni, who obtained a PhD in computer simulation of systemic models from University of Pune way back in 1972. Shyamkant Kulkarni worked as lecturer in electrical engineering at the College of Military Engineering Pune from February 66 to October 71. During this period, he obtained his ME in electrical engineering with first class and distinction and registered as a PhD candidate, working independent of guide, and completed the mandatory 2-year registration, which was later extended at his request by the university, before moving on to the post of assistant professor in electrical engineering at the Visvesvaraya Regional College of Engineering, Nagpur, having applied through proper channel and being duly relieved from CME. Immediately after completion of his ME in electrical engineering, he had approached the BOS University of Pune for registration as a PhD candidate. During those days, CME was affiliated to the UOP, University of Pune, for postgraduate courses and research. Person had already completed his PhD in civil engineering from CME, College of Military Engineering, under UOP. Shyamkant was told to wait as the professor in CME was yet to get his recognition as a guide, and no other guide was available for PhD work in electrical engineering. Not to be deterred, applied to the Vice-Chancellor through the Dean of Engineering and requested as a PhD candidate independently of guide. The UOP replied on October 7, 1969, asking for certain information, which was promptly submitted by Shyamkant. V'd UOP letter but /PhD/LEC /72-49-50 Shyamkant was permitted to register as a PhD student working independently of guide. As required by the university, Shyamkant also submitted scheme of his proposed work before July 31, 1970. Topic of dissertation was required to be submitted by September 7, 1970, and it was submitted in time. Shyamkant was actively doing research on his topic with cooperation from CME, as evidenced by the letter written by CME to AMAX, a research organization in Pune, on August 5, 1970. Shyamkant's topic of PhD was approved by the University of Pune in its meeting held on December 4, 1970, and communicated to Shyamkant v'd letter dated February 13, 1971. Shyamkant's request to the university to extend the period of registration was granted by the university in its letter dated May 11, 1971. The extension was granted by the university up to March 12, 72. The October 1971 Shyamkant accepted the job offer of Visvesvaraya Regional College of Engineering Nagpur, now called VNIT, after being properly relieved from his duties at CME Pune. Synopsis of the thesis was submitted by Shyamkant on May 8, 1972, with a request to further extend the period of registration by 3 months, which was duly agreed to. Actual thesis was submitted on May 31, 1972. BOS in Electrical Engineering appointed the examiners and referred the matter of internal examiner to the Faculty of Medicine, as evidenced by letter of BOS Chairman P.T. Kulkarni's letter dated October 8, 1972. The internal examiner referred the thesis to Professor Dr. H. Kornhuber of the University of Ulm, West Germany. The critical appreciation of the thesis by Professor Kornhuber was appropriately replied by the author of the thesis, i.e. Shyamkant. The reply was also submitted to the university as well as the internal examiner before the defense. The final PhD award letter was issued by the university on August 27, 1973. The award letter was also released to the press. Provisional PhD certificate was issued to Shyamkant by UOP on August 28, 1973. The formal convocation of UOP took place on October 22, 1973, when Shyamkant became the first PhD in electrical engineering from University of Pune. A special certificate mentioning the above fact was issued to Shyamkant on April 8, 1975.